What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So I want to talk about some of the sneaky things that narcissists do to play a victim. Narcissists have so many hidden agendas up their sleeve that you wouldn't believe some of the things that come to mind. And it's like you can't make this up. Again, narcissists do things on a pattern level. So it's like you can't help but to expect what's next from them. Narcissists do stuff like they're very calculated with their tactics to the point to where they even include playing a victim. They will leave themselves wide open for a thief to take from them. They will leave themselves wide open, to trip and fall over something just to play a victim. They will hurt themselves just to get sympathy from people. But it's not like they receive sympathy the way we give it. It's like that's not good enough for them. They need you to do something more. The little bit that you give is never enough for a narcissist. They're going to take and take and take. So it's like you being the person that you are, it's a natural for you to show empathy towards anyone. But when you show that empathy towards a narcissist, it's like they know now that they can use you easily as far as playing a victim role. And you will never get the support from a victim, from a narcissist, the way you deserve. Say, for instance, you just need a little support from someone because you having a hard time either at work or with family or in your relationship. And it's like the narcissist, they really don't know how to touch on subjects like that and go deep. They can't express how they really feel in their heart for someone. So they cannot give you the type of advice that you need. So the way they play victim and take the whole moment away from you is by pretending like the subject is just too much for them to discuss, because it takes them back to a place and it makes them uncomfortable. And see what they've done in that moment. They've taken everything away from you. Like they're letting you know that you're not entitled to pour your heart out to me. I'm not that shoulder for you to cry on. They letting you know that's the message right there. They letting you know they're not the one to come to for any type of emotional comfort, any type of emotional support. You're not going to get it from a narc. Now, they know how to play the role and pretend like they care, but trust me, it's always something on the other end that they are expecting from you. It's always a you owe me moment when a narcissist, extends any type of like they let you know that I'll be here for you. When they offer something to you, it's not for free. Trust me, you're gonna owe them something. And you're not even thinking it. That's how people think. Like a normal person doesn't even think ahead that way, because we don't never expect to be treated that way from someone, especially someone who we love, trust, and respect. You're expecting to get that same treatment from them. But when your mind is not really on the level of awareness, it's like the narcissist can play these mind games with you and they can get anything out of you. Even they can make you, change the tune, like change the subject just because they don't want to hear it. And they will lie in your face and make you think that, you know, it puts them, it takes them there. It puts them in a moment. It's a trigger to them. So we have to change the subject. I'm sorry, but I just can't talk about this. And the narcissist is lying. They can talk about it. It's just that they don't have anything to offer you. That's what they're letting you know. But that doesn't give them a right to tell you you don't have a right to tell your story. So, never let the narcissist tell you that you have to, you have to stop talking about something with them. If you do, or, if they tell you like, I wouldn't even tell that to nobody. They're doing that because they don't want you to take your concerns someplace else. They want to continue being that listening ear, because the more you talk, the more the narc can get information from you for whatever reason. And a lot of times they use that information against you some kind of way. especially on mad day, depending on what the conversation is. But if a person can never, be that listening ear for you, stop being a listening ear for them. Let them know, well, I need to go and speak to someone about a certain situation. And don't even give off too much to the narc, and you don't even have to let them know that you need to go talk to somebody. Keep it to yourself. You have the right to keep things to yourself. And at the same time, you have the right to be guarded as far as personal conversations, things that that you are expecting a certain response for, and you're not going to get it from this person. Just don't even go to them with it in the first place. You have to be very, you know, selective on what you're going to speak about with certain people, because certain people, they only suck information out of you, and you can't share everything with people. You just can't. You have to be very, very selective. Be careful who you share your energy with and your information. That's why I'm a quiet person, and a lot of people, that's like their first impression of me. It's always, you're always this quiet, or every time I see you, you by yourself. You never talk, and I've been getting that since I was a child. And I don't mind, but it's just the thing that I can keep a lot to myself. It's not a problem for me to keep things to myself and try to figure some stuff out on my own. Because when you run across toxic people, they really don't have anything to offer you as far as a friendship or any type of emotional support. That can be very draining, and it can only make situations worse for you. And you deserve better than that, especially when you need someone to talk to. But when you feel like you're not getting nothing out of them, maybe that's because they really don't care in the first place. A lot of times you can kind of tell when a narcissist is not really listening to you because they're spaced out. They might do very rude interruptions during the conversations, like yawning or just anything, making noise, fidgeting, moving around, answering the phone, or and sometimes if you let them know you need to talk to them about something, they get bored very quickly if it doesn't benefit them some type of way. So they'll even set that moment up. Very sneaky, very calculated. They will not turn the notifications off on their phone because they want the phone to go off. They're very calculated to the point where they're set up certain phone calls to come in at a certain time just to interrupt the conversation that they know they're going to have with you. Narcs do that type of thing. When it comes to protecting yourself, being safe with your belongings, your valuables, narcissists, they don't care about stuff like that. They'll leave the door wide open in order to play the victim. They will really hurt themselves just to play a victim. And they will hurt themselves in order to get back at someone else. That's just how unstable they are. So you have to pay attention to stuff like that. And sometimes things just come to my mind that I notice at work. Like, all of us have locks on our lockers, because the locks don't come with it. We have to, purchase our own locks to put on our locker doors at work. And she's the only one that don't believe in doing it. And it's like she like to draw a lot of attention towards what I'm putting in my locker. Oh, this costs this much money, and this, this means this to me, and just to let you know, this is what's available, and it's just open to the public. So that lets you know that they don't care anyway. They don't value anything in the first place. And at the same time, if they don't value the things that belongs to them, they're not going to value anything that belongs to you, and they're not going to value you. So, and just think about it. They don't have any respect for people or things. If it's not something that benefits them in the moment, narcs, they're from one minute to the next in a whole nother place in their mind. So you can't never expect for them to stay the same way all the time, every time you see them. You don't know what you're going to get from these type of people. And a lot of people, they may call them bipolar. They might be. I don't know. There are a lot of clinical diagnoses, especially NPD, standing for narcissistic personality disorder. But my thing is, I always look at it on a more spiritual level. I go more deeper, and I just pay attention to a lot of stuff. And the narcissists, they hate to know that your awareness level is like on 10. They hate that. because they have to work even harder on trying to pull one over on you. And when they can't, it's like they're on to the next thing. And it's always just a whole pattern with them. It's always the same old, just a different day when you're dealing with the narc. But that's some of the sneaky things that they do to play a victim. They don't really protect the things that you would expect someone to protect. They're not safe with their personal valuables. And, they play victim as far as not wanting to hear you out. They don't care about anything that's going on with you in your life. It's all about them. There's those type of people that just always want to talk your ear off, and they always need advice from you. And they come to you because they know that you offer the perfect advice. They know that. They're using you. You're a source of supply. You're not a good friend to them. They don't know what that is. You're not a good support system to them. You're just a source of supply. Whether it's, by giving them things to show them that you appreciate them as a friend, or just talking with them, you're still a source of supply. Narcissists don't see it no different. So you shouldn't expect anything different. And the thing that keeps us attached to people like this, not only the fact that we haven't figured it out yet, is that it makes us feel good. Like, okay, well, I was happy. It's good to know that I was able to help you. A person like that is going to always be that listening ear for someone. And a narcissist, they knows this. So, of course, they're going to keep coming to you to use you for that. But the moment you realize, like, I'm getting tired of this, it's draining. Like I did a video a little while back, people have to start asking your permission to just dump stuff off on you. Like, I had a long day at work. I just came home. Let me just unwind and collect my thoughts. Just let me have a minute to myself before you call me with all these problems. You don't have the right to do that. And I have a right to let you know that you don't. And just give me a minute, And a narcissist, they'll take that the wrong way, become a victim when you put them in their place, and say that you're not being a good friend. Well, I've been a good friend all this time. Now you want to call me a friend because you can't get what you want out of me. And it's not like I've never been there for you. That's the funny thing about it. They love to throw up what you don't do when that's all you have been doing for them. So that's just some things that I wanted to point out about a narcissist, and how sneaky they are. And they will really set the scene up. They will really set the narrative to be a victim. So just be careful with people like that, and let them know that you don't have to be treated that way. You don't have to, that's just something you don't have to deal with. But tell it to yourself first. Know within yourself, in your own spirit, and accept it and own it and say, you know what, I don't have to deal with that. We have to talk to ourselves sometimes, even out loud. Don't just think about it. If you got to speak it out loud to yourself so you can really receive it in your spirit, like, tell yourself, I don't have to deal with this. And then let them know that. I mean, what they gonna do? Force you to do something? And it's all about, with narcissists, entitlement. And with us, it's about preference. And those two things clashes when it comes to a narcissistic person. It's like they just don't feel like you're entitled to anything, and your preference means nothing to them. But their preference is everything, and they feel so entitled to you. It's just crazy how those two, they go against each other when it comes up to a narcissist and a normal person. So that's it for this video. Leave your thoughts down below and let me know what you think about it. Thank y'all for watching. I'll talk to you soon.